guys, Ash here coming at you today in Raid Shadow Legends. Welcome to the video. I'm happy to have you guys here today. We're going to go over the last 12 legendary champions that I have maxed on my main account. I want to hear from you guys, especially if you have invested in, maxed out any of these legendaries that I have. But even if not, who's the last legendary champion that you built on your account and how would you grade them? We're going to use letter grades today. I did this a couple months ago with the previous 15 before this round legendary champions, and we're going to do it again, man. So here we go. Going to show you the champions, going to grade the champions, quickly talk about their skills. Not going to be super long video. I want to keep you guys here for 2 hours talking about this. I don't know. Maybe I do. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how it goes.
Check this out.
Look at how she walks.
Cardio, right? I was so excited when I pulled Cardio. Man, in case you missed that shard opening video. Oh, there it is! Cardio! Ah! There he is! Dude, that didn't take long at all! Cardio, my #1 most wanted champion in the game. Welcome to the squad. Yeah, it was a good one. I pulled Siphi and Cardio in the same kind of batch of champions. Boy, oh boy, that was incredible. I love Cardio, man. He's lived up to expectations. I'm going to grade him an A. Well, I guess we're just going to do from A+ all the way down to F. There's no S tier. It's more of just letter grade. So I'm going to give him an A. Maybe you could argue A+ on this dude. He's got the ally attack. Again, I have him in immunity because I'm running him in immunity with fairly high resist on top of that to come in on a go second team and be a cleanser. He's at 260 speed as well. Angel Song is incredible. We're cleansing all allies. We're putting a block debuffs for 2 turns, a revive on death for 2 turns, and it can't be removed. So, man, what a beast of a champion, right? What a beast of a champ. We went with a War Master, so I guess I'm trying to, like, you know, not go all out resist, but build enough resist to where if the immunity wears off or if it's removed, he can still come in with the A2. If I want to maximize resist, obviously I could go with Unshakable Mastery there. So that is Cardio. Again, A on Cardio. Hegemon, man! Oh, another guy. Actually, you know what? I think it was a Hegemon that I pulled in the same batch as Siphi, not Cardio.
Can you hear the sound?
Oh, there we go, there we go!
I was born when I watched me on the
Siphi!
Funny, funny what money can do.
Either way, I just got him. Finally got Hegemon, and man, oh man, I love him. I love this dude. I'm going to show you guys the arena team. Hopefully you don't mind. I have him in Savage gear with Perception. I have him a lot of accuracy, and I have him in a nuke build very slow because he's going to go first automatically anyway. And in the team that I'm using him in, excuse me, I almost want him to die, and I'll show you why.
What the hell you doing? This is my girl. Mine.
I wasn't aware that she belonged to anyone.
For masteries, we went with Helm Smasher again, just trying to build him as a nuker with accuracy as well. I want to show you that team. I give him an A, I guess, right? I mean, A+ on, maybe I'll just change them both to an A+, guys. It's pretty incredible. So check out this team, guys. It's super pay to win. I get it. Guilty as charged. Duchess, Necret, Hefferack, who we're going to talk about in a minute, and Hegemon. Check this team out, man. I can pretty much auto into any single team in the game, and I haven't lost yet. Knock on wood. I'm going to lose this one right now. I know it. So Necret protects Hefferack. Hegemon goes in. He cools down the skills or locks out the skills of Lydia. They shield up. Who cares, man? Who cares? Now, ideally, I want them to come in and kill somebody. That way Hefferack can nuke him down. But he's going to nuke him down by himself anyway, man. Well, check this out. So once usually they kill Hegemon, right? Once Hegemon dies, he's going to automatically activate his A2, and usually everybody dies right away when that happens, right? So we finally kill the Reviver here in Duchess, and then we'll see. We'll see how hard we can hit here. If somebody would die on my team, it would be better to showcase what I'm trying to do here, but usually it goes much faster for a tanky-ish team. It usually goes much faster than this because, again, he activates his AoE nuke, Hefferack, as soon as somebody dies, and Hegemon's very, very squishy. Usually he dies right away. You know what I'm going to do, guys? I'm going to... Nah, I'm not going to. I was going to cut this and just do against a speed team, but I'm just going to leave it in. We'll talk more about Heffrak in just a little bit as well. But boy, oh boy, really, really love this team. Really love Hegemon, right? Obviously, you can use him on all sorts of different teams in the game. In the arena. In the arena specifically, I've only really used him in the arena, and that's where he is just an absolute god in this game. So we'll give him an A. All right, let's go on to the next one, and it's going to be, well, listen, we talked about 2 A's. Now it's time to talk about a D. Oh, man. I was actually pretty excited initially about Gerda Bogbrew. Gerda Bogbrew, you know, she's a daily, or she's a login reward at the very end. It takes you about a year or whatever to get her, but eventually you'll get her, right? And what does she do? She has a debuff spread on the A1. She's a weaken on the A2. She's placing poisons if she doesn't land the weaken. Okay. And then on the Hemlock Surprise, it reads like a pretty good skill. We're removing a random buff from all enemies, placing a couple poisons, and removing 2 random debuffs from all allies. So a mini cleanse, a mini buff remover. I thought to myself, you know what? Could probably use her. She got an AoE attack. Does it hit hard? No, it definitely doesn't hit hard. She is a support champion overall. I will say her passive is pretty cool too. Whenever an enemy receives a debuff, the turn meter is decreased by 3%. Can she help some players out in the game? And look at her. She's a looker too. She's a looker.
Don't make unnecessary journeys.
You're looking good today. Honestly, she did not live up to my expectations. I was like, you know, she's not as bad as everybody says she is. She's a slightly below average. So again, a D, maybe a C minus. Sure, you know, you can benefit from this, but you got to keep in mind, it's what, a year and a half or so until you actually get her. So, I don't know. A year and a half into this game, do you need a kit like this? Probably not. If you want to cleanse, you just want to cleanse. An AoE weaken with no damage is not enough to be bringing to the table to really justify, especially booking out a legendary, even though, of course, I did. I was expecting more. So, sorry, Gerda fan club out there. No disrespect, but yeah, not a big fan of this champion. I would love to see a buff on this champion, you know? I love when the daily login champs are actually really good, right? Call me crazy, but I like them to be good. Next up is going to be Galicia Soul Guide. So she's really cool champion. She's a little bit niche, but I actually use her against Warlord teams inside the arena. Against Warlord, against Yumeko, and against Basher, right? So check out her passive here, guys. This champion's skills cannot be put on cooldown. Well, there you go. Whenever an enemy tries to put either this champion's skills or an ally skills on cooldown, plays a freeze debuff on that enemy, also has a 50% chance of denying the cooldown increase effect. The freeze debuff cannot be blocked or resisted, will not deny any cooldown increasing effects from bosses. So, really strong ability against those champions that I just listed. She also has Everwinter. We get block debuffs, and then we get a freeze, 80% on all enemies. Fill this champion's turn meter by 15% for every freeze debuff placed by this skill. And AoE weaken, provided they're under freeze. So I come in with this as the opening ability in the arena, obviously blocking cooldown skills, and then come in with Breath of Rhyme as well. Really, really fun champion. Very high base defense at 1509, so incredibly tanky as well. We built her with a lot of accuracy to land those freezes, and really that's it. Of course, again, reminding the freeze on the passive cannot be resisted. I built her in immunity gear so she can come in there and always be dependable on the block debuffs and, of course, the CC on the enemy team. I'm going to give her a B+. Again, kind of a niche champion, but very good. Ultimate Death Knight, the free champion that everybody hated on at first, except for yours truly. I liked Ultimate DK, man. Call me crazy. Now you don't not call me crazy. I've said it so many times here on the channel, but he's helping so many players. What a great free champion. Whether it's Hydra Clan Boss, whether it's just a dependable, you know, overall, use him everywhere type champion for an AoE decrease attack on a 3-turn cooldown and a great shield and continuous heal all on a 3-turn cooldown, or whether it's kind of in the end game as an anti-Rotos type option, Hydra Clan Boss as a provoker on the Head of Decay, or an answer to the Head of Mischief with Too Awesome to Die. There's so much utility. He can solo dungeons, dude. This guy is a boss. I'm gonna give him an A-. Tempted to eat, actually, I know what? A. Gonna change the grade to an A+ on Cardio and Hegemon, and we'll go with an A on the Ultimate Death Knight, man. What a good champion. I have him here in kind of a hybrid build with Immortal and a little bit of resistance. He actually has high enough resistance to basically block those debuffs that people are throwing at whoever else on my team on the single target hits, and then they'll be redirected to him, and he'll be, you know, resisting all of those debuffs. So absolutely love this build. Really love this champion. You can use him so many different ways, man. I don't have him in a DPS build right now, but you can build him as kind of a quasi-nuker on your squad as well. What a cool champ. All right, next up, we have... I'm going to take a trip down to the Magic Affinity, guys, and we're going to go with the Statue of Nuke, the Statue of Liberty. It's Shemnath.
This has to stop.
Dude, what a cool champion. They released some really OP champions this year, guys. I'll tell you what. Built him to be kind... Or is it her? Her? Him? Her. I think Statue of Liberty, I think female. Then I look at her, him, and I think a guy. Anyway, built him to be kind of a nuker with a lot of accuracy. It's not the easiest champion to build out there in the game, but check out this ability, guys, on Humbled and Broken. It does a lot of damage, attacks all enemies 2 times. The first hit removes all buff. Second hit ignores 20% of the target's defense. What? What? As long as they have no active buffs, which of course they don't because we just removed them. Very, very cool champion, very cool skill. Kind of a cool A2 as well, transferring all debuffs from this champion to target enemy, then attacks that enemy 3 times. You guys can see what he does on every single hit. And then we have probably Helm Smasher, yes, on the mastery for some extra damage. What a cool buff stripper and a really good nuker on top of that. One of my favorite champs that I built so far this year. I'm going to give Shemnath an A-. Hard to even say A-. Heffrak, another A. Poor Gerda, the only one who we've given a bad score to so far.
She deserves it.
Heffrak is such a cool champion. You just saw him in the arena, guys. Man, this nuke does so much freaking damage, dude. Attacks all enemies, extra hit on targets with less than 50% HP. Each hit will ignore 15% of the target's defense. So we're ignoring 15% of target's defense. We have Helm Smasher for another 25% ignore. And then we have Savage for another 25% ignore. You saw him nuking just there in the arena, and there was not even any decreased defense or weaken on the enemy team. In fact, they had buffs. He's that good. He also has this, as I was mentioning before, the Prince of Pride. Whenever an ally is killed, instantly activates this A2 ability. Won't put it on cooldown. Are you kidding me? That's why I like when Hegemon dies. He also has a self-buffing, increased attack, increased crit rate, extra turn. A! Man, I love that champ, dude. Really, really a big fan of him. Okay, next up is going to be Necmo Thar. Dude, I love this champ too. A+ on Necmo Thar, man. An AoE decrease attack on the A1. If they're under debuffs, 75% chance of landing. Fantastic. One of the best champions against Hydra Clan Boss. Very fun for the arena too. Increased speed, fill all champions turn meter by 30%, and then grants an extra turn. Comes in with an A2, AoE decreased speed, and a leech. Boom! So we got decreased attack, decreased speed, decreased leech, all on AoEs, and then the increased speed, turn meter boosted, and we're not done yet, man. Fills the champion's turn meter by 5% each time a debuff on an enemy is removed, transferred, or expires. What? That's insane, man. I love this champion. I put War Master for a little bit of extra damage on him. Built him very, very fast at 297. Just shy of 100% crit rate. Enough accuracy to land his debuffs on the Hydra heads. What a great speed champion, guys. Next up is going to be... This is going to shock a lot of you guys. Actually, in case you saw it, you might have missed my legendary video. Underrated legendaries. The legendaries that I actually love that most people hate. Either way, Corrado Fox Hunter, man. I wasn't expecting much from this dude. I pulled him after the fusion. I didn't fuse him. And boy, he's a fun champion, dude. I have a lot of fun with him. I actually have him in Stone Skin, a whole 6-piece set right now because of the specific team that I run him in with Yumeko. Talk about that team maybe a little bit later, a future video. But either way, this suppression ward, it smacks. You can block active skills, just shut everybody down. It can't be resisted if you're lucky enough to have Yumeko on the same team. And then you get a 2-turn stun as well. You can reset the cooldown. He's so much better if Yumeko's on the team. But even without Yumeko, Yumeko, he has that cool stoicism passive where he's basically bypassing masteries and passive skills. Really, really cool, right? Definitely a unique nuker. I like him. I'm going to give him a B+, man. And I think that's a higher grade than most people would give this champion. Let's see what the reviews say. Not that we read too much. Yeah, they're not too high on him. But man, in the arena, he can smack. I really like him. For any waves anywhere, I like Corrado Fox Hunter, man. Kill me, but I love him.
What about us?
Okay, like him, not love him. Let's not be crazy here, Ash. Next up is going to be... Okay, so I pulled Tyrant, and I haven't built him yet, okay? So I'll get back to you on that one. Longbeard, though... He's great, man. What a great ally attack champion. And he deals some serious damage for an ally attacker. That's one thing that I wasn't really prepared for Longbeard. He's going to be the best DPS ally attacker out there in the game. He has the, I mean, maybe, ironically, maybe he's, who else is in the ballpark there for competition? Maybe like Fokker and the Fat? You know, but very, very good. Maybe Creola, but yeah, Longbeard smacks with his unstoppable force, ignoring shield and block damage. That's an insane ability. Great for bosses. Has a weaken debuff, big version as well, on a 2-turn cooldown, and then attack one enemy with all 4 allies, right? Increase the damage inflicted by 20%. What a great ally attack champion out there, guys. I'll give him an A-. I have Helm Smasher, probably want to change that to War Master, but either way, guys, what a fun champion, man. As you can see, I've upgraded some really, really awesome champions in this game, guys. Ragash! Another awesome champion, dude! I have him in double perception. I actually swapped out his artifacts. I had to put it on somebody else that was building for a video, so normally we definitely want him to have 100% crit rate. He can smack and a lot of accuracy. He's such a cool champ, guys. He has the Fur Typhoon and AoE stun with decreased defense on a 3-turn cooldown. 100% stun, decreased defense, and a hard-hitting defense, a nuke, all in the same ability. As if that's not enough, he's bringing strengthened and increased speed to the table. Big version. Perfect veil on himself. Dude, that's a nasty, nasty, nasty kit. A+? I think I'm going to go A+ on this champion. He's so insanely good. I have Helm Smasher on him as well. Boy, what a good champion Ragash is, guys. All right, here's a... Where are we going? Where are we going? Here's a real good one, guys. Here's a real special champion. And it's none other than, where are you? There he is. Oh, Theodore the Savant. This guy is a monster of a champion, guys. Wow. Check it out. I built him in a Relentless set with defense, and he's just absolutely insane. I built him very fast too at 260 speed, pretty tanky, 4K on the defense. Check this out, guys. He has an AoE with decreased speed on his A1, damage based on defense champion. He has a 100% chance of placing 2 poisons and a poison sensitivity on all enemies for 2 turns. Also, increased speed on all allies while you're at it, right? All on a 3-turn cooldown. And then, check it out on the A3. Increase the duration of all poison debuffs, all HP burn debuffs by 1 turn. Then instantly activates any poison debuffs and HP burn debuffs on each enemy. Places a weaken debuff for 2 turns on enemies not under poison and HP burn. This is on a 3-turn cooldown. Are you kidding me? This guy is insane. I add him to all my speedrun teams, all my poison combust teams. Increases resistance for each poison debuff on the enemy team as well. A+ again. Is that it? Necmo, Corrado, Ragash, Ultimate Death Knight, Theodore the Savant, Longbeard, Hepharak, Shemnoth, Glacia, Gerda, Hegemon, Cardio, excuse me. Cardinal's great though. Guys, there it is. Only 1 dud on this list. Do you agree with my gradings, especially if you have these champions? Are you as high on them, basically high on all of them, as I am? Do you like, does anybody out there actually use and like Gerda? Tell me why I'm wrong in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you guys. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, take care, guys.